What's going on, Jerome's? Minnesota Vikings got it done 23-7 against the Greasy, Grimy Green Bay Packers. Week 1 statement win, kicking off the Kevin O'Connell, adofo-mensah regime, and it's Overreaction Monday. So Monday morning, Vikes run through the top 10 storylines of the Vikings after that big-time impressive win, and want to determine if they're an overreaction or not so much. So actually, how are we going to do this? Instead of overreactions, we're just going to say yes or no, like if they're legit or not. We'll go with that. So number 1, Justin Jefferson is a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. So that is not an overreaction. That is yeah. So that's absolute yeah. Where, yes, Devontae Adams had himself a nice first game with Derek Carr and company. Yes, Jamar Chase is still legit. Yes, Cooper Kupp will be fine, probably. Although Cooper Kupp operates better when there's a competent wide receiver too, and Allen Robinson, for whatever reason, is not it. I don't know. Maybe they need to call OBJ. But Jefferson, the Packers, great secondary, great defense. Jaire Alexander didn't shadow Jefferson, but I respect his game a lot. And they still got 18 the ball. 9 for $184, career high in receiving yardage, 2 touchdowns. This close to 10 catches and 3 touchdowns, like that close. And everyone in the stadium knew that Jefferson was going to get the ball, and he still got the ball. And Cousins looks comfortable. Kevin O'Connell's scheming all these dudes open, and Jefferson has already taken his game to the next level. So now, I mean, Jefferson, again, the only player in NFL history with 3K yards receiving through the first 2 seasons. He did that in the run, pass, punt offense. And now he's in a modern offense catered to him. It's going to be a thing of beauty, man. Next up, Cousins MVP, question mark. I'm going to say nah as of right now. So he had a fantastic game against Green Bay. Completed 72% of his passes, 277 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a 118.9 quarterback rating, which is fantastic against a very tough defense. Yes, you're at home, but still. And Cousins, I like Kirk Cousins a lot. I think it's more likely that Jefferson may get some MVP love, but we gone over it. It's very tricky for a wide receiver to win an award like the MVP because the quarterback is going to be the one throwing him the football. But also you factor in Josh Allen. You factor in Patrick Mahomes, 5 touchdowns. Everyone's looking good in the neighborhood. So it's going to be crowded, but I mean, if Cousins can keep rolling like this, the Vikings win themselves a fistful of games, win the NFC North, maybe even secure the 1 or 2 seed. Maybe. Next up, the offensive line is fixed. I'm going to say, yeah, I'd say yeah. All right, so yeah, again, we're not saying if they are overreactions or underreactions. We're just saying yes or no. So actually, we're just going to change this Monday. There you go. Nailed it. Offensive line is fixed. It's getting pretty close. It is, where they only allowed 1 sack, counted 6 or 7 pressures. Second half, they're really settled. First half, yes, it's clear that Joe Barry, the defense coordinator, was targeting Ed Ingram, and Rashawn Gary did get himself a sack early on. Kenny Clark got a couple of pressures, but really, that was it. And, I mean, knock on wood, respect to Garrett Bradbury. That interior pressure sort of evaporated, and Kirk Cousins consistently had very clean pockets, and when he didn't, he was able to sidestep and move around and buy a little bit more time. But I think overall you have to be happy with the way that the Vikings offensive line performed against the Packers. And remember, Kenny Clark, stud. Rashawn Gary, stud. Preston Smith, stud. So, I mean, the Vikings did very good at home against a very good defensive front. So, I'm going to say yeah, even though that one's going to bite me in the ass. Next up, Ed Ingram is a bust. That's absolute nah. Now, we had some questions in the first half. Is like, I don't know, maybe the rookie's in over his skis, but like we said, it was clear that Joe Barry, the DC, had a game plan. They were targeting Ed Ingram, isolating him, and they got him with Rashawn Gary. It's pretty close a couple times with Kenny Clark, but I think that Chris Cooper, Justin Riscotti, Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips made some great adjustments with that offensive line in the second half. And Cousins, it's probably the cleanest that he's been in that second half. Number 5, Harrison Smith is back. Yeah, that's absolutely legit. Actually, legit or nah. There you go. Even better. Harrison Smith is back. Well, yes, but also he was never authorized to leave. Like, he was never gone. The Dillon goal line, standing him up, the interception, and just making plays, sniffing out screens. 22, He's looking good, man. And I understand, like, all the prognosticators, all the bloggers are saying he's aging out. The contract, the juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore. That was a Rick Spielman contract. Kwesi doesn't have to put up with this. But I mean, they reworked Harrison Smith's deal, and even though they drafted Lewis in the first round, Harrison's still like, okay, this is still my job, still my team. I'm still one of the best safeties in the National Football League. Abso-friggin-lutely. Number 6, the pass rush is legit. I'm going to say, yeah. So they had 4 sacks like the Beatles. They had probably about a dozen pressures. And the fact that it wasn't just Daniil, it wasn't just Zadarius, but DJ Wanham got a covered sack. Patrick Jones was getting some good pressures. Jordan Hicks didn't have a great game in coverage, but did get a great sack when like 3 Vikings conversion him, strip sack of Aaron Rodgers after he basically hit a brick wall. So they can get it. And the Vikings, again, they largely carried over a lot of similar personnel from last year, where they're second in the league in sacks, so they could always get after the quarterback. And with Ed Donatel's new scheme, you don't know who's attacking. You got some zone blitz concepts. You got I mean, there's going to be times when there's 3-4 edge rushers on the field on passing downs where they can just get after it. So I'm excited, man. And like we said a bunch, this defense is built to play downhill. They're built to play when the offense has built them up at, a 10, 14, 17-point lead, where the other team has run out of options. They can't really run the ball. Play action goes out the window. They have to just drop back and chuck it. And then guess what? Daniil Hunter and Zadarius Smith, they got hunting, baby. Next up, top 3 in all 3 phases. I'm going to say yeah. I mean, it's certainly lofty, but can your team be top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense, top 10 in special teams? The thing I love about Matt Daniels, he ain't scared at all. Like he ain't scared. They're coming after every single punt. Ryan Wright is booting it out of the gym. Greg Joseph tied the franchise record and also set his career record long at 56. And he's just looking good. Everett's looking fantastic in the third phase. CJ Ham is special teams captain and a stud. We already know the defense is going to be opportunistic. That offense has a chance to be not only top 10, I would say maybe even top 5. Just super, super sexy time. Next up, number 8, Daniil Hunter is a top 5 edge rusher. I'm going to say, yeah. If he stays healthy, and again, really unfortunate, TJ Watt looks like he has a torn pec. He's probably going to be out for the year. But, Daniil, if knocking on all the wood, if he stays healthy, he is this beautiful combination of selfless team guy who's going to absorb blockers, do the dirty work against the run, but also he's an absolute mismatch nightmare, whether it be on the edge with a speed rush, bull rush, spin move, all the moves. Also, the fact that they're moving him around, they're isolating him on centers and guards, and you don't really know where Daniil is going to pop up on 3rd and long. So I think Daniil not only is a top 5 edge rusher, I think that he has a chance to lead the league in sacks. I'm just putting that out there, man. Next up, Packers are washed. I'm going to say nah for now, because the defense is fine. The defense will still be, top half of the league. They'll still be probably top 10. The running game is fine. Like even without Bakhtiari, even without Elton Jenkins, they're able to get something going on the ground, which, Aaron Jones, who's the best Aaron on the Packers offense, as well as A.J. Dillon is a stud. It's a nice 1-2 combination there. The passing game is where they're going to struggle, where you have these rookie wide receivers, whether even though Dobbs I think is the best of the bunch, but Christian Watson, like you could tell, like Rodgers, his body language, the way that he was barking at his receivers, it ain't fitting. It ain't gonna work, man. I mean, Watson had that big time drop, channeling Troy Williamson. He obviously is not really on the same page with Sammy Watkins yet. The only guy that he really trusts out there is Randall Cobb, and he's a corpse of what he used to be. So I mean, I do think that the running game and the defense will keep them in games, and Rodgers will probably settle down at some point. But is he going to be, back-to-back-to-back league MVP? Allegedly, no, absolutely not. They miss MVS. They miss Devontae Adams, and Alan Lazard not being there, that was certainly big for them. But man, I'm not ready to say that they're going to be washed. It wouldn't shock me at all if they ended up 8-9 or worse. Or miss the playoffs as well, part and parcel. So there. Lastly, Vikings NFC contender. I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say absolutely they're gonna be put in the thick of things, and they got a couple of big time sexy games where the Vikings week 2 against the Eagles, all of a sudden that turns into a primetime matchup against the Saints in London. The Commies actually look like they're stepping up. The Cowboys and the Bills, maybe not so much. But, of course, you got the Patriots. No. But, of course, you got the Bills. Maybe the Giants. Maybe the Colts could actually be something. Who knows? Maybe the Jets by the time Zach Wilson gets back. Maybe. And, yes, the Bears are 1-0. Allegedly. But exercise that we did last week. Who in the NFC scares you? Like legitimately. Vikings meet this team on the field and they're actually scared. Eagles, maybe. It's going to be a hell of a game on Monday Night Football. Yes, in enemy territory. Yes, returning this to the scene of 38-7. But Justin friggin' Jefferson, the team that took a wide receiver directly in front of where you were drafted, and now that receiver is your teammate, guess what? He's going to make him pay. Man. Commies, no. Even though Carson Wentz, 4 touchdowns, what up? Giants, no. But they could be sportier. Cowboys, down Dak. They already have a bunch of other injuries. J-Ron Curse is on crutches, so that could be whatever. Seahawks, no. Cardinals, absolutely not. Rams, no at this point. Niners, probably not. Even though their offensive line is legit, they can still run the ball and their defense is all right. Bears, no. Lions are still going to be kind of plucky, but no. Packers, no. Saints are going to be tough. Bucks, sure. Panthers, no. Falcons, no. I mean that's it. Why not us? Someone has to win this GD conference. Why not the Vikings? 1 seed. Everything runs through historic U.S. Bank Stadium. That crowd getting loud and proud. Ooh. Brings me chills. Brings a tear to my eye, man. But that's it. So your thoughts are thoughts. Monday morning quarterback, whatever you want to call it, going through the top 10 Viking storylines. If they're legit, if they're not, let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.